Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa and the name of my channel is called Gnostic Knowledge. And what I am doing on this channel is reading from a book. The name of that book is called Letters and Numbers. It is written by Zachary K. Hubbard. You can obtain a copy of this book by visiting his YouTube channels called Gematria Effect News or Gematria Effect Sports. And in the description of each of the video he produces, he leaves a link for you to purchase the book. The book costs $5. The best $5 you'll ever spend on anything, because in my opinion this information is simply priceless and every human being needs to know this information. This book will come to you as a PDF file format via email once you purchase the book. There are 773 pages in this book, so once you receive your email, make sure that you save the book, the file, to whichever device you're going to use for reading, like maybe in your Kindle app, maybe in your iBooks app, or in your documents file, wherever you're going to save the book, on whichever device you're using, computer, laptop, cell phone, what have you, or reader. Just make sure that you download the book once you get the email, so that way you don't lose it or have to request to get the book again, or delete your email inadvertently. But also, Zachary K. Hubbard left the copyright off this book so that you could take it to your local bindery and have it bound into a book for your own personal library. And you can also print it out yourself. That's what I've been doing, printing it out and just so much at a time and just placing it in a notebook. But the information is phenomenal. It is eye-opening. It is mind-blowing and factual. There's nothing to guess with this information. It is all factual. Also, I would like to encourage you to get Zachary K. Hubbard's second book. He just released. I just got my copy a couple of days ago, and the name of the book is called Number Games. And this book is phenomenal as well, but as you can see, it is in a paperback book. And if you visit Zachary K. Hubbard's blog page called gematriaeffectnews.blogspot.com, then you can purchase this book. That's the first thing you see when you arrive at that blog page, is the advertising for the book Number Games. And as you scroll down, you'll eventually get to the information on how to purchase the book within the United States and abroad. And just be sure that you do that. Support the work, understand the work, and realize what has been taking place all these years, because the books that he has written, it is about gematria. Gematria is the encoding of numbers within our letters and words. So every letter we have, all of our letters are in fact numbers. Every word we speak has a numerical value, and once you learn the code, you'll understand why headlines are written in a certain way. You'll understand why news reports are reported at a certain time, the people that are using these news reports, some willingly, some unknowingly, but there is a code, and once you know this code, you'll see it over and over, because this code is very repetitive. And it's just amazing that all my life I didn't know it, and so many of us didn't know it, but now you can know it. And it is imperative that every human being on this planet knows it, so that this can be stopped. And it can be stopped eventually. Maybe not in my lifetime, but there's a lot of younger generations that are coming up. We need to teach them this information so that this system that we live under all over the world can be replaced with a more fair system for everyone. With that said, I also want to mention a few people that are in the truth community that are helping Zachary K. Hubbard spread the information about gematria. And these are YouTube channels. Simple Truth Television. Simple Truth Television also has a blog page called simpletruth.television.blogspot.com. Read his blogs. Be sure to read Zachary K. Hubbard's blogs. They're fascinating. They're phenomenal. He also has another blog page as well, Zachary K. Hubbard does, and it is called freetofindtruth.blogspot.com, and he's been blogging there. Well, he had been blogging there for over 5 years before he made the newer blog page, but there's a ton of content there for you to go and read, and I totally advise you to do that. So as far as the other YouTube channels, you have Chigozie Truth, you have Kayla the Code Talker, you have Zenith of the Alpha, you have Gematrinator 85, Dan Barrett, Dr. Savage, Numerical Lion. I normally usually forget about him, but he does the coding as well. And me reading this book, this is my way of helping spread this knowledge for people who may not care for reading so much, but hopefully by listening to me read this book that you can understand the information, and that it will prompt you to also go and purchase these books. Get this book. You need this information. And that's about all I can say about that, but this information is phenomenal. So I am going to continue on with the reading now, and I am on page 420, and I will be starting with the Brussels, Belgium airport and train station bombing of March 22nd, 2016. Oh, but before I do that, I wanted to make it known that Zachary K. Hubbard is planning on having people meet him in Washington, D.C. They want to meet at Georgetown University. And these dates are going to be from September 25th through the 27th. I would encourage you to listen to his latest YouTube videos that he produced to find out more about what his plans are when he gets there, and hopefully there will be a great turnout. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend because I simply can't afford to just go to DC on on such a short notice. But I do hope that a lot of people that are in DC and in the surrounding areas will show up to the peaceful protest. I'm sure it's going to be a peaceful one, but this information does need to go forth, and people do need to understand what is going on. And I believe they also want to visit the White House to do peaceful protests. So just make sure that that is done, and make sure that if you can, please attend and listen to his videos. Listen to a lot of his videos. They're very, very informative, but the meat and potatoes of what gematria is, if you want to know what it is, read his books. That's all I have to say on that. And I will move on now to the reading, and that is the Brussels, Belgium airport and train station bombing, March 22nd, 2016. And that is from chapter 16. And chapter 16 is entitled False Flags in Public Places and Fake Islamic Terrorism. So here we go. Brussels, Belgium equates to 58 in reduction. And okay, so the Brussels, Belgium airport and train station bombing, March 22nd, 2016, was the first major act of terrorism in Belgium since December 13th, 2011 Leger attack, blamed on 33-year-old Noordine Amrani, which supposedly took place at 12:33 in the afternoon, targeting the bus station at St. Lambert Square. That attack was precisely 223 weeks, 223, before March 22nd, 322, or in 2016, and it can be expressed as 22/3, 223. The date, March 22nd, can be expressed as 22/3. Okay, and in both instances, they were blamed on Islamic radicals, with the latter attack being blamed on ISIS. Nordine Amrani, Amrani, equates to 187, and Francis Bacon. Belgium equates to 33 in reduction. False flag equates to 33 in reduction. On March 22, 2016, the attack took place at two transportation hubs, similar to the bus station being targeted in 2011. Those locations were Maelbeek Metro Train Station, and that's spelled Maelbeek, Maelbeek Metro Station, and Brussels International Airport. As we decode the locations, keep in mind this attack came 130 days after the November 13th, 2015 Paris attack, where first weeks it was reported that 130 people died in the Paris attack. So that he probably meant where in the first weeks or in the first few weeks it was reported that 130 people died in the Paris attack. So, Maelbeek Metro Station equates to 223 ordinal. Maelbeek Metro Station equates to 119 reverse reduction. Maelbeek Metro Station equates to 79 in reduction. Brussels International Airport equates to 130 in reduction. In the aftermath of the attack, the media repeatedly showed the logo of the airport where the supposed carnage had taken place. As you can see, the logo appears as a number 3, but also symbolizes a heart. The broken glass doors in the airport shown again and again in the same news media, and on those doors were two of these symbols side by side in red, appearing as the number 33. Okay, and I'm going to show you the logo right now so you can see what he's talking about. Brussels Airport, and that is the logo right there, and it does look like a 3 as well as a heart. Okay. What observant followers of my work soon pointed out was the military with the image released out of Paris, France, of the supposed dead at Bataclan Theater. On the floor, someone had painted a fake blood. On the floor, someone had painted in fake blood the identical symbol, a red heart. Wow. And we can have no doubt in light of the way the tyrants work. And we can have no doubt in light of the way the tyrants work. This is predictive programming for the next false flag to come after Paris, to be blamed on the Islamic boogeyman, ISIS, which again truly stands for Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. Recall, the Bataclan attack also took place on a 223 date, Friday the 13th. Wow. So Friday the 13th equates to 223 in the ordinal cipher when written as words. Adding to the mocking by the media, they put out this extremely blurry image of the suspect, which looked much like Shock G from the hip-hop group Digital Underground. In case you're reading this book in the year 2400, you should know that at this day and age, when this event transpired, we all had high-definition cameras in our pockets that were part of our phones, and for the media to continue to release images of terror suspects that looked like they were from the earliest days of photography was the same as signaling the middle finger. Fuck you, yeah, that's absolutely right. Man. 24 hours after the bombing, they changed the story to the suspects being two brothers, not unlike the Boston Marathon bombing hoax. And this is the picture of the two brothers, probably from thispersondoesnotexist.com, that has probably been out for years before they released it to the public. But anyway, continuing with the coding of 33, they were reported as Bakrau, and I am going to spell that because I know I'm not pronouncing it correctly, and I am sorry. But it is the name is spelled Bakraoui. Bakraoui brothers. They were reported as the Bakraoui brothers, which in the reduction method equated to the same thing as Brussels and false flag, and also coincided with the symbols on the doors of the airport that was the focus of the attack. So, Bakraoui, the last name of the brothers, that name equates to 33 in reduction. Bombers were brothers equates to 113. Reduction cipher S counted as 10. And I am going to go back a page because I wanted to see if, let's scroll back up to see if we can see the door. If I could show you this picture, but it's kind of blurry when I blow it up. So, but it is indeed the painting of that 3, that symbol that looked like a 3 and a heart as well. And of course, look, I have a heart on my t-shirt. Just funny how stuff works out. So anywho, moving on. On April 8th, 2016, 147 days after the November 13th Paris attack, arrests would be made in Belgium in connection to both attacks, again blaming ISIS operatives. And let us not forget, this was the same incident where it was reported the Mormon missionary Mason Wells had survived the Boston Marathon bombing, the November 13th, 2015 Paris attack, and now this most recent event in Brussels. He was said to be from Sandy, Utah. Sandy, Utah equates to 113, the deception number. But 113, Sandy, Utah equates to 113 in the ordinal cipher. Sandy, Utah also equates to 119 in the KFW Kabbalah cipher. Alright, moving right along. The Pulse nightclub shooting, Orlando, Florida, June 12, 2016. Wow. As mentioned earlier, this incident came 193 days, the 44th prime, after the December 2nd, 2015 San Bernardino shooting, which was said to be the worst act of terrorism on U.S. soil since September 11th, 2001, until this event eclipsed it. It was blamed on 29-year-old Omar Mateen, also supposedly inspired by ISIS, who had the right name for a nightclub shooting. Before we decode his name, consider it was June 29th, 1984, that a different Islamic man was blamed for the mass shooting at a Dallas nightclub. He was Abdelkrim Belacheb, and I'm going to spell his name because I know I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but his name was Abdelkrim, Abdelkrim. I might have got that correct. And his last name is spelled Belachheb. Belacheb, I'm going to say, okay? Abdelkrim Belacheb. He was said to be 38 years old. And he's the one that did the Dallas nightclub shooting, okay? In this more recent incident, it took place on the 163rd day of the year, which is the 38th prime number. So, Omar Mateen equates to 42, reverse reduction. Nightclub equates to 42 in reduction. Recall, when you write out 42 as a word, it has gematria of 74 as well. In this case, the name of the nightclub also shares gematria of 74. Don't forget how killing and Masonic sum to 74 either. Don't forget that. Okay, so Pulse nightclub equates to 74 in reverse reduction. At the same time, don't forget how if you write out 26 as words, it sums to 42, and how the number 26 connects to chaos. So the word pulse equates to 26, reverse reduction. The word chaos equates to 26 in reverse reduction. For the record, the word nightclub has perfect overlap with Freemason in all 4 base ciphers, with each equating to 42. Each equating to 42 in reduction, 48 in reverse reduction, 96 in ordinal, and 147 in reverse reduction. If you use the Francis Bacon method, nightclub also has gematria of 122, corresponding with the date December 2nd, where this event was clearly coordinated with the December 2nd, 2015 shooting in San Bernardino. In the reporting of the tragedy, they said 49 people were killed and 58 more were injured, meaning 107 total people were impacted, the number corresponding with the ordinal gematria of 107. Wow. As for the number 49, it corresponds with the ordinal gematria of Dallas and the reverse reduction gematria of America. The word America also has reduction gematria of 32, and it had been 32 years since the last nightclub shooting blamed on an Islamic male. Tying in was the last name of the shooter, having gematria of both 32 and 58. So, Mateen equates to 32 in reverse reduction. Mateen, the name Mateen, equates to 58 in ordinal. In the case of Omar Mateen, he was no stranger to the camera. In 2012, he had been a part of the documentary made about the BP oil spill in 2010, titled The Big Fix. Strangely enough, the title of that film had gematria to match the date numerology of the shooting, June 12, 2016. The math is as follows. 6/12/2016, you would add 6 plus 12 plus 20 plus 16 equates to 54. The big fix equates to 54 in the reduction cipher. Adding to the intrigue was the fact that the shooting came 157 days before Omar Mateen's 30th birthday. Okay, I'm going to reread that. Adding to the intrigue was the fact that the shooting came 157 days before Omar Mateen's 30th birthday, November 16, 2016. The number 157 is the 37th prime number, where the number 37 corresponds with the gematria of shooting. You could also say it was 5 months and 4 days before his birthday, or 22 weeks and 3 days prior, or a span of 158 days connecting to Freemasonry. In the case of 157, it also connects to his name gematria in the Francis Bacon method. So, Omar Mateen equates to 157 in the Francis Bacon cipher. Let us take a moment to examine his name in a few more ciphers in light of him being 29 years old and the shooting happening on the 163rd day of the year, which again is the 38th prime number, corresponding with the reduction gematria of Florida. So, Omar Mateen equates to 29 in the septenary cipher. Omar Mateen equates to 38 in the Chaldean cipher. Florida equates to 38 in the reduction cipher. His full name was later presented as Omar Mir Sadiq. So, that would be OMARMIRSEDDIQUE, which we should also examine. Keep in mind, they say his hometown was Port St. Lucie, Florida. So, Omar Mir Sadiq equated to 59 septenary. Omar Mir Sadiq equates to 126, reverse reduction, E counted as 22. Omar Mir Sadiq equates to 213 LCH Kabbalah cipher. Omar Mir Sadiq equates to 191, the KFW Kabbalah cipher. Omar Mir Sadiq equates to 223, ALW Kabbalah cipher. Port St. Lucie, Florida equates to 223 in the ordinal cipher. Omar Mir Sadiq equates to 1404 reverse Sumerian, and of course you would only pay attention to 144, which has to do with time. Okay. As you know, the number 59 is connected to killing, and you'll notice the number 126 is much like the date of June 12th, or 12/6. As for the 213, as we have learned, that number connects to death and shooting, and this incident came a span of 213 days from the Paris attack of Friday, November 13th, 2015. In the case of 191, the term active shooter has gematria of 191, which is the 43rd prime, corresponding with massacre. Wow. The number 223 goes without explaining. Plus, again, it was 22 weeks and 3 days from his upcoming birthday. So, 223, the synagogue of Satan. That's what it equates to. And I want to say in the ordinal cipher, but just to be on the safe side, I will let you know exactly the synagogue of Satan and what it equates to in gematria. Just give me a second here. Yep, 223. The synagogue of Satan equates to 223 in the English ordinal cipher. So for anyone who might have just watched this video first and don't know what gematria is, that's a big number. Okay, last, the number 1404 is much like 144, and the ordinal gematria of Orlando, Florida also equates to 144, a number connected to killing as well. Ahead, when we learn about the October 1st, 2017 Las Vegas, Nevada shooting, which surpassed the death toll of this incident, we'll talk about how the brother of the Las Vegas shooter was interviewed in Orlando, Florida, and not accidentally. Not accidentally. After the shooting, President Obama would visit Orlando to pay tribute to the victims on June 16, 2016, a date with numerology of 38 and 58, numbers corresponding with the city of Washington, D.C., as well as numbers routinely found coded in the false flag shootings, including this particular one. Consider Consider further that date can be expressed as 16/6, and the White House has gematria of, and the phrase the White House has gematria of 166, similar to secret society. Excuse me. Following familiar patterns, a span of 93 days after the shooting, September 12, 2016, there would be a fire set at the mosque said to be attended by the shooter. Omar Mateen equates to 93, reverse reduction, when E is counted as 22. So, and there's a headline here that says, police investigating arson at mosque attended by Pulse nightclub shooter. Also worth mentioning was how this event was seemingly synced up with the Invictus Games, which were hosted in Orlando, Florida from May 8th or 5/8/58 through May 12th, ending 1 month before the shooting, and which were named after William Ernest Henley, the poet and author who wrote Invictus. The author's name has an ordinal gematria value of 229, which is the 50th prime number, and in this incident there were said to be 49 people murdered plus the shooter for a total of 50 deaths. Consider, America also has gematria of 50 in ordinal. In light of the heavy 223 coding in the shooting, the motto of the Invictus Games was I am the master of my fate. I am the master of my fate. Summing to 223 in ordinal. If you go back and watch the advertisement for the games, it was done with the Queen of England, and it featured 2 runners with the numbered tags. The British runner had a 223 on their chest, and the American runner had a 239. When the United States of America was 239 years old at the time of the games. Boy. Also interesting, the shooting came just before the 113th year anniversary of the death of the poet, who died July 11th, 1903, a date that can be expressed as 11/7, not too far off from 117. Not by chance, Invictus in ordinal gematria also sums to 117, like the United States of America in reduction gematria. So, Invictus Games equates to 322 Frank Baconis cipher. 322 is the reflection of 223, but also 322 is the number that represents skull and bones. I am the master of my fate equates to 223 in ordinal. Invictus Games equates to 58 in septenary, your Freemasons, and William Ernest Henley equates to 113 in reverse reduction, H counted as 10. And I'm just going to type in Freemasonry real quick, because there's a lot of variation to say Freemason. Masons, Freemason, Freemasonry. So let me see here. Yeah, Freemasonry is 58 in reduction cipher, and 59 of course. But anywho, so the Invictus Games, of course, that's Freemasonry, 58. Okay, finally, the Pulse nightclub was opened July 2nd, 2004, meaning it was open for a span of 11 years, 11 months, and 11 days, bringing us back to 33, the number of the false flag. In this case, it was a gay club wherein gematria, gay, fags, faggots, and sex all share gematria of 33. Making the riddle even more intriguing, the date it opened was one with numerology of 33. 7/2/2004, you would add 7 plus 2 plus 20 plus 4, 04, equates to 33. And so the 11 years, 11 months, 11 days, 11 plus 11 plus 11, 33. Amazing. These people. Okay. The next tragedy, all right? Bastille Day truck attack. Nice, France. I'm assuming, or Nice, France. It's spelled. Let me see what it should be spelled as, and we'll move forward. So let's see. Yep, it is spelled exactly as Mr. Hubbard presented it. So, Bastille Day truck attack, but I'm going to say Nice, France, July 14, 2016. In this incident, on the highly Masonic French Independence Day, it was said that a big white truck was driven through a crowd of people, killing dozens, and all without leaving a single drop of blood on the white surface of the vehicle. For anyone who has ever hit a deer or even a bird, this should have been a puzzling detail. So of course I'm going to reread that because I don't want it to be out of sync. I want you to get the full understanding here. So, Bastille Day truck attack, Nice, France, July 14, 2016. And it is spelled N-I-C-E, so if it's supposed to be pronounced Nice, France, I'm not sure. But I'm going to say Nice, France. Okay. In this incident, on the highly Masonic French Independence Day, it was said that a big white truck was driven through a crowd of people, killing dozens, and all without leaving a single drop of blood on the white surface of the vehicle. For anyone who has ever hit a deer or even a bird, this should have been a puzzling detail. As the hours went on in the wake of the tragedy, the death toll increased from 42 to 73 to 77 to 84, where it remained for weeks before suddenly becoming 86. The number 84 was especially comical because 84 days before the incident, also 2 months and 23 days, 2 months, 23 days, 223, the film Bastille Day released in the United Kingdom about the CIA working to stop a terrorist plot in France on Bastille Day. The release date of that film was April 22nd, 2016, which can be expressed as 22/4, similar to 224, where this happened in the 224th year of the French Republican calendar, and where the divisors of 84 sum to 224. Adding to the intrigue of the release date was the fact that it was the 213th day of the French Republican calendar year, and French Republican calendar has ordinal gematria of 213. As for the lead characters in the film, their names were Michael Mason, summing to 113 in ordinal, and Sean Breyer, summing to 42 in reduction, which was a character played by a black man, Idris Elba. That's why you got your 42. Absolutely. Recall, the number 113 connects to Scottish, and the number 42 connects to Freemason. In this case, the date of the attack was ripe for a Scottish Rite conspiracy, which is exactly what it was, July 14th, 2016. I'm going to have to watch that movie because I do like Idris Elba as an actor, but man, knowing this code, you make It makes you look at them and all entertainers in a different light. Absolutely. So the date 7/14/2016. 7 plus 14 plus 20 plus 16 equates to 57. The title Scottish Rite equates to 57 in reduction, and the word conspiracy equates to 57 reverse reduction. Also on the subject of 84, the television cameras showed footage of streets filled with bright red paint, which looked like something Las Vegas would use to stand out amongst the neon signs. This type of blood was also shown in the Boston Marathon bombing hoax. The only people who should have been fooled by such a contrived scene were those who have never seen real blood in their life, which is something hard to fathom. Adding insult to injury, it was very clear that plastic dummies were lying on the ground, accompanying the neon paint. Would you believe the gematria of dummies? As we decode, keep in mind these images were put out while the death toll was standing at 84. Also, in light of the heavy 84 coding, I should mention that the President of France at the time of the July 14, 2016 and June 26, 2015 attack was Francois Hollande, and his name is pronounced Francois, is spelled, and his last name Hollande. So Francois Hollande, a name having gematria of 75, 84, and 156, all numbers that should stand out to you. The word dummies equates to 84. Following the pattern of 84, on July 26, 2016, it would be reported that a 19-year-old ISIS operative murdered an 84-year-old French priest. Keep in mind, Jesuit and the Jesuit order both sum to 84, and this came in the time of the first Jesuit pope, born December 17, 1936, a date with numerology of 84. Even worse, the killing of this French priest came 144 days before Pope Francis's 80th birthday, or a span of 145, where Jesuit order equates to 144. So maybe he meant 144 there. Nope. And Catholic equates to 145. Nope, Zach was absolutely right. Sorry, Zach, but yeah, that's awesome. So he said, even worse, the killing of this French priest came 144 days before Pope Francis' 80th birthday, or a span of 145, where Jesuit order equates to 144 and Catholic equates to 145. Got it. All right. The word priest equates to 33. And the 33 in reduction. Priest equates to 33 in reduction. The date, 7th month, 26 days. 7 plus 26 equates to 33. Details would later be released that the Bastille Day attacker was a 31-year-old from Tanzania. Tunisia. Sorry about that. Details would later be released that the Bastille Day attacker was a 31-year-old from Tunisia, Tunisia, the French territory where there had been a reported terrorist attack a little more than a year earlier, June 26, 2015, a date with numerology of 47 corresponding with France and 67 corresponding with killer. In that incident, they said 38 people were killed at the location of Port El Kantoui, and I'm going to spell that word. Port E-L, then Kantaoui. So Port El Cantui. Okay, and that that name has reverse reduction gematria of 83. Again, both 38 and 83 connect to murder. The incident was likely predictive programming for the Bastille Day attack, which shares gematria of 38 and 47 as well. As for the attacker being 31 years old, Nice or Nice, N-I-C-E, France, the word Nice has ordinal gematria of 31. Let us also examine the gematria of Tunisia more carefully. So, Tunisia equates to 93 in ordinal. Tunisia equates to 31 in septenary. Tunisia equates to 119 in Francis Bacon cipher. It was reported the name of the shooter was Mohammed Lahouge Bouhel. I'm going to spell this name because, of course, I'm butchering it and I'm terribly sorry. But Mohammed, that is spelled M-O-H-A-M-E-D. His middle name and last name together, I'm assuming, has a hyphen there. So, L-A-H-O-U-A-I-E-J hyphen B-O-U-H-L-E-L. And I will just show you this name. I'm going to highlight it so you can be sure to see it. Oh, what did I do? Oh, here we go. Oh, I got to choose something. So there we go. Red. Alright. So that way you can maybe comment below how his name is actually pronounced, and maybe you can chop it up into little syllables so that I can actually pronounce it. But anyway, let's get back to the reading here. It was reported that the name of the shooter was Mohammed Lahouge Bouhel, summing to 99 in reduction, which corresponded with how the French Revolution ended on November 9th, 1799. Emphasis on 99. At the same time, as we learned earlier, many historians attribute the instigating of the French Revolution to the Bavarian Illuminati. Established May 1st, 1776, a date with numerology of 99. Okay? Adding to the coding of 99 is the Francis Bacon gematria of truck. The name Mohammed Lahouge Bouhel also shares gematria of 144, the number connected to time and killer. Also worth mentioning is that the media stated the white truck, without a drop of blood to show, driven into the crowd was a 19-ton truck. If you take the time to look at the history of trucks ramming crowds of people that have been reported in the mainstream, the number 19 is always present. And here is why. The word truck equates to 19 in reduction, and the word chaos equates to 19 in reduction as well. So, a span of 227 days from the Bastille Day incident on February 25th, 2017, a truck would ram a crowd of people at the Mardi Gras celebration in the French Quarter of New Orleans. Of course, that was a date with numerology of 19 as follows. So, 2/25/2017, you would add 2 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7. That equates to 19. All right. Macy's shooting, Burlington, Washington, September 23rd, 2016. That's out here in where I live, out in Washington State. Okay. The next major false flag shooting would take place in a mall, at a Macy's on New Year's Day of the French Republican calendar, the day leaving 99 days left in the Gregorian calendar year. This reason was interesting because R.H. Macy, the founder of the store, died by the numbers in Paris, France, March 29th, 1877, 144 days before his 55th birthday, August 20th. Let us examine the name gematria of R.H. Macy in light of the numerology of the store shooting date. As we recall the Washington State High School shooting of 2014 was on a date with 68 numerology, on the day leaving 68 days left in the year, the number pertinent to the CIA. So R.H. Macy equates to 68 in ordinal. And the date of the shooting, 9/23/2016. So you would add 9 plus 23 plus 20 plus 16. That equates to 68. On the subject of Macy's, the name Macy alone has ordinal gematria of 42. And Washington is the 42nd state, named after the Freemason George Washington. After the shooting took place, it was reported that the shooter was at large and police could not find his whereabouts. So they shut down the major freeway that the mall was located alongside, Interstate 5, inconveniencing thousands of people who were dependent on the interstate. I put out a video the night of the shooting on YouTube stating why the shooter would be located the very next day, 61 days before the Macy's Day Parade, because Macy's has ordinal gematria of 61. Same with time. Sure enough, that is exactly what happened. And when he was found, they said he was located in Oak Harbor, Washington, the perfect spot for a propaganda-based shooting hoax. So, Oak Harbor equates to 44 in reduction. Oak Harbor, Washington equates to 93 in reduction. The shooter was said to be a Turkish immigrant with the name Arkan Cetin, Arcancetin, which sounds much like arson setting. Oh man, arson, which sounds much like arson setting. And in 2017, in the month of September, that is exactly what the government would be up to in Washington State and elsewhere, as we'll get to in the chapter on weather warfare. I'm waiting to get to that chapter. As for the gematria of the shooter's very fake sounding name, it sums to 43 in reduction, corresponding with massacre, as well as the amount of people he reportedly killed. They said he was responsible for killing 5 people, where 5 has ordinal gematria of 42 when written as a word, where 5 dead, written as words, has gematria of 43, as well as 38, with the latter number corresponding with the name of the mall where the Macy's shooting took place, the Cascade Mall. Cascade Mall equates to 223, reverse ordinal. Arcan setting, or arson setting, maybe his name is pronounced arson, Arcancetin, arson setting, equates to 43 in reduction. Boy, oh my goodness. 5 dead, written as words, equates to 43, reverse reduction. Cascade Mall equates to 38 in reduction, S counted as 10. 5 dead, written as words, equates to 38 in reduction. Mall equates to 38, also in the ordinal cipher. It is worth mentioning that 6 days before this mall incident, there was a report of an attacker in a Minnesota mall, September 17th, 2016, a date with numerology of 42, who was randomly stabbing shoppers after asking if they were Muslim. So the word stabbing equates to 38. In the reduction cipher, S counted as 10. Minnesota equates to 38 in the reduction cipher. Because the Washington incident took place near me, I decided to visit the scene. Just blocks away from the mall was the local Masonic Lodge, named United Lodge Number 93, established in 1893 on August 21st, which means that the 123-year anniversary of the lodge was 33 days before the false flag at the Macy's just down the street. The address of the Masonic building was 106 Warner Street, where in reduction Warner Street, Warner, equates to 58. Warner Street equates to 58, just the same as Freemasonry and secret society. In ordinal gematria, Warner Street sums to 166, also corresponding with secret society. A man named Ira J. Stiles, having ordinal gematria of 122, corresponding with the coordinates of the site on the 122nd meridian west, established the lodge. Making matters even more interesting, his surname sums to 84 in ordinal, and right across the street from the lodge is the law firm in his name, and the word lawyer in ordinal also sums to 84. Please visit my blog at freetofindtruth.blogspot.com, as I have a post that shows the many plaques on the outside of Lodge number 93 and how each of these crafted in the language of letters and numbers, further proving, I misread that. Okay, it says, please visit my blog at freetofindtruth.blogspot.com, as I have a post that shows the many plaques on the outside of Lodge number 93 and how each of these was crafted in the language of letters and numbers, further providing that this is the code these secretive ones speak in, and that it is them who are responsible for the wrongdoing in this nation and in this world that we have been exposing. It also serves as a reminder that they control the police and the courts, so no justice can ever be sought there. The only solution is to burn their system to the ground and make sure it is never repeated, which is exactly what we will do when enough people are awake and the men turn off the rigged ball games and find the things that are supposed to be in their shorts. Oh my goodness. Okay, moving right along. Townville, South Carolina elementary shooting, September 28th, 2016. In this incident, a 14-year-old reportedly shot 3 students and 1 teacher, killing a first grader, reminiscent of Dune Blaine and Sandy Hook. As you'll recall, first graders has gematria of 144. And in this case, so does Townville, South Carolina. Even worse, they said the shooting began at 1:44 p.m. local time. Some BS, boy. So, Townville, South Carolina equates to 144. Jesse Osborne equates to 47 in reduction. Name of the shooter. And the word time equates to 47 in ordinal, and 144 in the Jewish cipher. And I'm not telling you that no one was killed. This is a death cult. But all I'm saying is that it's just crazy how all this stuff is manufactured and set up. I mean, was this 14-year-old person an MK Ultra person? You know, something is out of whack. Something is going on. And, you know, it's crazy. And if this event did really take place, then the people who are related to this young man should know that it was orchestrated by a code. And if it was totally false, people should know that we have been led down a rabbit hole with a dead end. Actually, without a dead end, with all these lies they tell us every day. But it is orchestrated by this code. And it just really needs to freaking stop. My goodness. As you'll also recall, Dune Blaine had gematria of 73 and occurred on the 73rd day of the year, where in the Sandy Hook incident, Adam Lanza equated to 73, and the shooting took place on the 73rd meridian west. For this more recent shooting, it happened on a date with numerology of 73 and in Carolina. So 9/28/2016, you would add 9 plus 28 plus 20 plus 16 equates to 73. The word Carolina equates to 73 in ordinal. So wow. And as for the headline, a press release from Oconee County Sheriff, and that is spelled Oconee. A press release from the Oconee County Sheriff said that the shooting happened at 1:44 p.m. And I will show you that headline right there. You know, right there. So, and also it says superheroes in Townville honor Heart of an Angel. And of course, well, not of course, but Heart of an Angel happens to be in quotation marks. So we're going to find out what that says in a few minutes. Okay, recall further, the Sandy Hook shooting was alluded to in the Batman film, which was connected to the Aurora, Colorado theater shooting. In this instance, the victim was said to be a big fan of Batman, and he was shown dressed in a Batman t-shirt. Adding insult to injury, it was reported he was buried in a Batman costume, and for the funeral, everyone dressed as superheroes. As we decode the name of the victim, Jacob Hall, I want you to recall that Jacob becomes Israel in the Bible, and Israel, as well as Zion, has ordinal gematria of 64, 44. I can't get Obama out of my mind because he is the 44th. Well, he's only the 43rd person to be president, but he was selected president 44 years after the 64 civil rights. So, ugh. My goodness. So anyway, moving right along. Man, Israel. I tell you, this is something. Heart of an Angel equates to 64. Jacob Hall equates to 64 in ordinal. Heart of an Angel, 64 in reduction. Okay? Lil Jacob, so you know he's black. Lil Jacob, L-I-L, Jacob, 64. His reported nickname. And then I'm not going to say because I don't know exactly yet, but I would, man, that's very telling. Little Jacob. Jacob Hall also equates to 28. Israel, who the black people are, who are Hebrew, they are, according to the Bible, Israel. And the word Israel equates to 28 in reduction. Little Jacob equates to 28 in reduction, and Hall equates to 33. Wow. So I am going to look up this young man's name before we continue. No, I'm just going to keep reading. So I'm pretty sure Zach will reveal it. Or if not, it's okay. I will do it if it doesn't reveal. But it just, Man, little Jacob. Okay, here we go. Let's keep it moving. On October 5th, 2016, the school district observed a moment of silence for Jacob Hall, doing so at 1:42 in the afternoon local time. Consider Townville has reduction gematria of 42. And when you write out 42, it equates to 142. Further, this date and this town had parallels to Batman as follows. So the date 10/5/2016 equates to, you add 10 plus 5 plus 20 plus 16 equates to 51. Batman equates to 51 in the ordinal cipher. Townville equates to 666 reverse Sumerian cipher. Batman equates to 666 in reverse Sumerian cipher. Recall, it is the 33rd episode of the Batman TV show, where it is revealed that Bruce Wayne's great-grandfather is the founder of Yale's Skull and Bones. So, the word Hall, the name Hall, equates to 33 in ordinal. Townville equates to 33 in septenary. Okay, so that was the end of that reading. So I am going to look up Jacob Hall on the internet real quick. See if they will show his picture. And I was totally incorrect. He is a little white boy. So they code everybody with that. Terrible that they did that. So anyway, hey, I stand corrected. But there's plenty of time for when it comes down to 42 and us as black folks. And which will be undeniable as we progress through the book. But anyway, so Fort Lauderdale, Florida airport shooting, January 6th, 2017. Again, the date was right for a shooting, which was January 6th, 2017. You would add 1 plus 6 plus 20 plus 17. That equates to 44. Wow, and of course the word kill equates to 44. Okay. By the end of the ordeal, they said 5 people were killed, 8 more were injured, not unlike 58. In this instance, the shooter was said to be a Latin man named Esteban Santiago, and this took place on Three Kings Day, which is a Latin celebration that follows the Christmas tradition. Consider that at the time of the shooting, it was just 2 weeks before Donald Trump was to be sworn in as president, who had campaigned heavily by demonizing Latinos. As we decode, recall that when 44 and 71 are written out as words, they sum to 144, because in this instance, it was reported that the shooter was discharged from the Alaska Army National Guard 144 days earlier, August 16, 2016. Also recall that the number 53 connects to the word shooting in the same way the number 44 does. So, Esteban Santiago equates to 71 in reduction, S counted as 10. Three Kings equates to 71 in reduction, S counted as 10, K counted as 11. Esteban Santiago equates to 53 in reduction. Three Kings equates to 53 in reduction. Per usual, the headlines surrounding the shooting hoax were coded riddles. Think about this name given as a witness to the event. His name is, Mike Starobinski. Mike Starobinski. The last name is a lot like Star Up in Sky. And I'm going to show you guys that just so you can see it, because it does make sense. And so you can see the last name is a lot like Star Up in the Sky. And alright, There it is. Mike Starobinsky, and then below, Star Up in the Sky. Just crazy the stuff that they can come up with. Okay. As per usual, the headlines surrounding the shooting hoax were coded riddles. Think about this name given as a witness to the event. Mike Starobinsky. The last name is a lot like Star Up in the Sky, which is what the three kings are in reference to. Orion's belt. Not by chance, Orion in ordinal gematria also sums to 71, matching three kings, and the name of the shooter. Ari Fleischer, who has a name summing to 113 in ordinal and who has an October 13th birthday to match, the former White House press secretary to George W. Bush, was one of the first people to break the news. Consider, this man was a paid-for liar of the federal government, and in these hoaxes there are often celebrity witnesses. Case in point, in the March 22nd, 2016 Brussels airport attack hoax, Dikembe Mutombo, the former NBA star having a name with reduction gematria of 58, was also used in the media as a key witness to the events of that day. Even more, notice the time CNN broke the news, 2:39 p.m. local, in light of the ordinal gematria of Fort Lauderdale Airport equating to 239, which is the 52nd prime, where the number 52 connects to terrorists. Of course, in this incident, the FBI labeled the attacker as a domestic terrorist. Again, it is your FBI and federal government that are the true agents of fear, meaning they are the real terrorist organizations. Wow. So I will show you this headline, and that's a picture of a video where it says 5 dead, 8 hurt, and it may possibly show the time there. Hope it's not too small for you to be able to see it. But at any hoot, yeah, 2:39 p.m. Eastern time, it does show that up at the top. Oh, at each corner. 1, 2, 3. Wow, amazing. All right, family. Shooting suspect lost his mind after tour in Iraq. So, lost his mind is in quotation marks. So, I'm sure we'll see what Zach has decoded here. So, anyway, let's go. As per usual, every inch of the story was coded propaganda by the numbers, carefully planned out and executed. Notice the emphasis here on lost his mind. In ordinal gematria, it sums to 142, matching Fort Lauderdale and terrorists. Let us not forget that when 42 is written out as a word, it also sums to 142, and in this case, it was said 5 were killed, where the ordinal gematria of the word 5 also equates to 42. I should also mention that lost his mind has reduction gematria of 52, corresponding with terrorists, and the news breaking at 2:39 p.m., much like 239. Wow, amazing. Parliament attack, London, England, March 22nd, 322, 2017. All right, so on 3/22/2017, you add 3 plus 22 plus 20 plus 17. That equates to 62. Parliament equates to 62 reverse reduction. A year to the day of the Brussels false flag, another would transpire outside of Parliament in London, England. What was comical about this incident was that on the highly Masonic date of March 22nd, 2017, and in the highly Masonic town of London, England, throughout the entire ordeal, a bright red helicopter was parked on the lawn of Parliament with London Freemasons painted on its side, along with the Freemason logo, the compasses, and square. It was all symbolism by the numbers as usual. So, I will show you the breaking news picture there. Firearms incident, which is displayed in quotation mark. Okay, firearms incident equates to 86 in reduction. British Parliament equates to 86 in reduction as well. As you examine the picture of the helicopter, know that its name is London Air Ambulance Helicopter, having reduction gematria of 132, which corresponds with the reverse ordinal gematria of Westminster and England, both summing to 132 as well. Further, in reverse reduction gematria, the title of the same aircraft sums to 156, corresponding with false flag, and 33 written as words. Okay? As for the word helicopter alone, it has reduction gematria of 57, equal to Scottish Rite, and matching the ordinal gematria of England. Thus, the symbol made much sense in the Freemasonic secret language of letters and numbers. So, I will definitely show you this helicopter, and hopefully you can see what is displayed on it. But it said London's Air Ambulance, and I actually can't see. Oh, I see it right here. I'm gonna put a circle around where the Freemasonic logo is. It's in the center of there, so I made a pretty big. Let me see, can I make that a little smaller so you can actually see it? All right, that's where that would be, and I am going to show you this helicopter because it's just amazing how they put all this stuff right in our faces and we never ever see it. But that is the helicopter, and maybe once you get the book, or if you go and look for that particular story, you can blow it up to see the Masonic logo there. It's just amazing. Okay, so here we go. I'm continuing on. The story on this date was a 52-year-old terrorist named Khalid Masood, and that's spelled Khalid Masood. Okay? The story on this date was a 52-year-old terrorist named Khalid Masood, inspired by ISIS, drove his car through a crowd of pedestrians, then ran from his vehicle, fatally stabbing a police officer to death before being shot. Of course, stabbing equates to 74 in ordinal, just the same as London, and coinciding with the Ides of March to remember the stabbing of Caesar on the 74th day of the Gregorian calendar year. In the end, they said 6 total people were killed, including the perpetrator, and more than 50 others were injured. This incident is commonly called the Westminster attack. Let us examine the event gematria in light of the name of the reported villain. Okay, so Khalid Masood equates to 68 in reverse reduction. Westminster attack equates to 68 reduction, K counted as 11. Terror equates to 68 reverse ordinal. and Khalid Masood equates to 112 in ordinal. Westminster attack equates to 112 in reverse ordinal as well. And I'm going to show you this decode so you can get an idea of what decoding is and how each of those letters represent respectively the letters that spell the names of these people. So yes, learn gematria, learn the code behind our English language. Every letter is a number, and there are many different ciphers, but all we need to decipher history, to decipher what's been going on and what goes on a day-to-day basis are the 4 base ciphers. So please learn them and support this work. Understand what's going on. My goodness, my goodness. So, moving on. Let us not forget that the words theater, Zionist, and Judaism all share gematria of 112. Not by chance, this incident was synced up with the theatrical release of History's Past titled The 39 Steps, which had released 39 years earlier in 1978. In the film, the focus is the Great War and Big Ben, the famous clock in London. In the case of the March 22nd terrorist attack, it came exactly 39 weeks after the Brexit, B-R-E-X-I-T, after the Brexit vote of June 23rd, 2016, which resulted in Theresa May replacing David Cameron. Of course, Brexit was all part of the contrived New World Order agenda, and the purpose of the staged attack of March 22nd was to further persuade the people of the world that there is an Islamic boogeyman out there, and the people need to be against the Islamic populations of the Middle East, and to go along with the next planned needless war by the numbers, which serves only the greedy interests of the true enemy of the world and the long noses who go by the 39 books. Oh my goodness. Now let us do a bit of decoding and let the numbers speak. So the word Brexit equates to 39 reverse reduction. Big Ben equates to 39 in ordinal. Cameron equates to 39 reverse reduction. May equates to 39 in ordinal. The attack was 193 days before Theresa May, before her 61st birthday. Great War equates to 39. Sadiq Khan, S-A-D-I-Q-K-H-A-N. Sadiq Khan equates to 39 reduction. Mayor of London at the time of the attack. He's got an Islamic name. Is he Islam? My goodness. In the case of David Cameron, Theresa May, and Sadiq Khan, they're all born in October, the 10th month, and are Libras. Wow. October equates to 39 reverse reduction. Libra equates to 39 in reverse reduction, and the word 10, October is the 10th month, 10 is written as a word, equates to 39 in ordinal gematria. Think about 10 in regards to the 39 books of the Old Testament. And let us not forget that the word Jewish has an ordinal gematria of 74. So precisely 74 days after this incident would be the false flag in London, June 3rd, 2017. Wow. Think about the 10 in regards to the 39 books of the Old Testament, because October is the 10th month. October equates to 33 though, as a 39 in reverse reduction. So here we go. All right, moving right along. Wow, I remember this story. Facebook Live killing, Easter Sunday, April 16th, 2017, Cleveland, Ohio. I might be mistaken. I was thinking that this killing was out of Louisiana or somewhere. But anyway, like you, I will find out as we read along. So here we go. It was Easter Sunday, having reduction gematria of 44, the same as shooting, a day pertaining to Jesus. So of course the long-nosed false Jews had to shame the real Jews, who are the black people of this world. Absolutely. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? And you know, we don't need him to prove that to us. The Bible tells us. But like so many people, I grew up Christian. I didn't learn about being Hebrew till I was 50. I'm 57 now. So it's been 7 years that I've been into this truth, and I found out about being Hebrew before I found this man's work. So I have no doubt that I'm a race of people that are truly Hebrew. And I just, man, but this code, because they use this code for those who don't want to read the Bible for whatever reason, because this whole code comes out of there. So, but just knowing that this code, they use this code all the time against us. So, man, let me just move on. I'm going to reread this, but here we go. Man, Facebook Live killing, Easter Sunday, April 16th, 2017, Cleveland, Ohio. It was Easter Sunday, having reduction gematria of 44, the same as shooting, a day pertaining to Jesus. So of course, the long-nosed false Jews had to shame the real Jews, who are the black people of this world. According to the reports, Stevie Steve, a 37-year-old black man, had been dumped by his girlfriend and got the wise idea of killing an unarmed 74-year-old black man with a grocery bag full of cans in his arms on East 93rd Street while recording and uploading the killing to Facebook Live as a form of retaliation. No, I'm not familiar with this story, but man, it's BS. As you know, the number 93 symbolizes the words crucifix, Nazareth, and God's Son, as well as propaganda. Of course, the number 74 also symbolizes Jesus, Jesus Christ, cross, gospel, Messiah, and killing, plus more. In this case, the 74-year-old man was named Robert Godwin Sr., first reported as Robert Godwin, where the name Robert has gematria of 33, same as Cleveland, the city the hoax took place in, and the same as Sunday and Bible. As for the name Godwin, it contains the word God, and where we're talking about Easter Sunday, to remember the resurrection of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who is believed to have been killed at 33 years of age. In the aftermath of the shooting, they interviewed the supposed family of Robert Godwin and the online, I messed up here somewhere. In the aftermath of the shooting, they interviewed the supposed family of Robert Godwin, and the online media showed them saying on repeat was. Okay, so they showed them saying something on. And the online media showed them saying on repeat was, "He taught us to fear God." Okay. All right, so after they interviewed the supposed family of Robert Godwin, and they were saying that Mr. Godwin taught them, how to fear God. Okay, gotcha. Notice how the name of the victim corresponds with the Society of Jesus, as well as the common homicide code by police departments. So, Robert Godwin Sr. equates to 187 in ordinal. And for the record, both Robert Godwin Sr. and Society of Jesus have gematria of 187 and 191. As for the shooter's age of 37, don't forget shooting has reverse reduction gematria of 37. Same with Stevie. And the incident came on a date with numerology of 37 as well as 28, where the number 28 symbolizes kill. As you will also recall, the number 107 is the 28th prime, and the word shooting has ordinal gematria of 107. In this case, the name of the girlfriend that triggered the shooting was Joy Lane, of course, summing to 28 in reduction and 107 in reverse ordinal. Wow. After the shooting, a manhunt would begin for Stevie, who was said to work in the field of mental health, not unlike the Fort Hood shooter. On April 17th, the manhunt would expand to all bordering states of Ohio, a date that can be expressed as 17/4, not unlike 174 for New World Order and False Flag, as well as Number of the Beast. On April 18th, Stevie Steve would be found dead in his car, reportedly from suicide after being rejected service at a McDonald's, a familiar location to False Flag shootings, where he reportedly yelled, "I need my nuggets." Yeah, right. The place of his death was Erie County, Pennsylvania, having reverse reduction gematria of 118 corresponding with death. Adding to the coding, it was stated he died in a white Ford Fusion, which happens to have the same gematria as golden arches, the symbol for McDonald's, where both sum to 213. The number symbolizing death and shooting as covered. Consider the date February 13 in Black History Month is the 44th day of the year as well. Consider further that he was found dead in Pennsylvania, the original home of the Golden State Warriors, and this incident happened just as the NBA playoffs were beginning, where the Golden State Warriors would defeat the Cleveland Cavaliers in the championship, led by LeBron James, who played his first NBA Finals game in 2017. As the 213th playoff game of his career, something you'll learn more about in the race war chapter. If this sounds coincidental, it wasn't. The news media had made a point about Stevie Steve being a big Cleveland Cavaliers fan in the coverage leading up to his death, and the NBA Finals had reverse ordinal gematria up 213. Even worse, racism in Jewish gematria sums to 213. And the day before the NBA Finals began, there was a story about LeBron James's home in the 213 area code having the N-word spray painted on it. Speaking of which, Stevie Steve was reported dead on a date with numerology of 59, where the words Negro, slave, and blues all share a gematria of 59. Even more, the McDonald's employee who alerted police of Stevie Steve's whereabouts was said to be Henry Sayers, equating to 59 in reverse reduction. At the same time, consider that 59 is the 17th prime number as well. And this story was for 2017, or was from 2017. Emphasis on 17. And Ohio is the 17th state in the order of statehood. So now the date was 4/18/2017. You would add 4 plus 18 plus 20 plus 17 equates to 59. Henry Sayers equates to 59 in reverse reduction cipher. 139 days after the shooting, the number symbolizing Freemasonry. 146th Street, a number matching the reverse ordinal gematria of Jesus Christ, as we learn much about in the chapter on the Greeks, would be renamed as Robert Godwin Sr. Way in reverse ordinal. Wow. So 193 days after the shooting, 193 symbolizes Freemasonry. 146th Street, where Robert Godwin Sr. was killed, that street was changed to Robert Godwin Sr. Way. In reverse ordinal, the new name of the street equates to 223, symbolizing the synagogue of Satan and Masonic, where the latter word also equates to 74, just like Jewish, and of course the reported age of death for Robert Godwin, who was killed on 93rd Street. The name Stevie Steve also has considerable overlap with Jesus Christ as shown. So, Robert Godwin Sr. Way equates to 223 reverse ordinal. Stevie Steve equates to 146 reverse ordinal. Stevie Steve equates to 43 in reduction. 151 in ordinal. Jesus Christ equates to 43 in reduction and 151 in ordinal. Wow. Stevie Steve equates to 65 reverse reduction. Facebook Live equates to 65 reverse reduction, and Christianity equates to 65 in reduction. Wow. So, Representative Marsha L. Fudge, F-U-D-G-E, okay, she tweeted in regards to Mr. Godwin, "My sincere condolences to the family of Robert Godwin Sr. Mr. Godwin meant so much to so many and will be missed. Praying for peace in hashtag OH11." And that was reported at 10:44 p.m. April 16th, 2017. So, let's see what Mr. Hubbard has written about this. Okay. To close, I want to speak to the black people who serve the synagogue. People such as the crisis actors who played the part of Stevie Steve and Robert Godwin, as well as Congresswoman Marsha Fudge of Ohio's 11th District. Notice the tweet time by Fudge at 10:44 p.m. The false Jews love how they have the real Jews slaving for their dead dollars and doing their dirty work, and so many of these black folks do it. Like Representative Fudge in Ohio, a name given to her as part of a sick joke. Fudge, black person, yes, Fudge, you black person. Mother MFers, boy, I tell you. No doubt, the Fudge family has a history of false Jew peckers up their rear ends with no Vaseline, as do the rest of their minions. Anyhow, every last one of you should be ashamed of yourselves. I really can't think of anything more pathetic than the black person who serves this gang, and I can't either. I really can't. This really makes me sick to my entire stomach. Just to know, and finding out about this code, I'm telling you, I hate it. To quote hashtag 9, where's your dignity? Absolutely. Where is your dignity? So, bonus, here we go. Easter Bunny equates to 144 in ordinal. First 144 decimal points of pi totals 166. Okay? So Easter Bunny equates to 144. The first 144 decimal points of pi equates to 666. Santa Claus equates to 666 in Sumerian. Merry Christmas equates to 189 in ordinal. Merry Christmas equates to 189 reverse ordinal. Resurrection equates to 189 ALW Kabbalah cipher, and reincarnate equates to 189 reverse ordinal. Man, these sick jokes, I don't want to get all profane, but anyway, moving right along. Paris, France, police attack, April 20th, 2017. It was reported on this day that ISIS operatives targeted French police, killing one. In truth, this was a hoax in tribute to the outgoing president Francois Hollande as well as Adolf Hitler, coming on what would have been Hitler's 128th birthday if he were still alive. In ordinal gematria, President, Paris, France, and Adolf Hitler all equate to 110. In reduction gematria, each term equates to 56, and this hoax came 56 days before the 77-year anniversary of Hitler and the Germans overtaking Paris in World War II, which was June 14, 1940. It also came 114 days before Francois Hollande's 63rd birthday, where the number 114 represents World War, history, and Holocaust. Consider that his name is spelled Hollande. So, Hollande's birthday is August 12th, which can be expressed as 12/8, similar to how this contrived incident came on what would have been Hitler's 128th birthday. Also important, this came exactly 75 weeks after the November 13th, 2015 Paris incident and New World Order, Order out of Chaos, Order, and Francis Hollande each have gematria of 75. In the end, they said the police officer that was killed was named YVAN Yvonne Assoma, ASSIOMA. YVAN ASSIOMA, having gematria overlap with Freemasonry in the 4-day ciphers. Okay. Now, Brookhaven, Mississippi killings, May 27, 2017. And I grew up in Mississippi, Pinola, Mississippi, matter of fact. So, here we go. Brookhaven, Mississippi killings, May 27, 2017. This incident took place on the 147th day of the year and was blamed on a man named Willie Corey Godbolt, coming on the back of the Robert Godwin killing of Easter Sunday. The name of the man who was accused of killing 8 people in this incident, Willie Corey Godbolt, equated to 95 in reduction gematria, where the word equated to 94 in reduction gematria, where the word 94 equates to 147, corresponding with the date of the calendar year. Recall, the word sin has satanic gematria of 147 as well, and killing is a sin. Okay, I got it. Sorry, I'm just really messing up this reading here. Okay, here we go. The name of the man who was accused of killing 8 people in this incident, Willie Corey Godbolt, equated to 94 in reduction gematria, where the word 94 equates to 147, corresponding with the date of the calendar year. Recall, the word sin has satanic gematria of 147 as well, and killing is a sin. Even more, the town of Brookhaven has Sumerian gematria of 666, a biblical number. The town also has reverse ordinal gematria of 159, corresponding with the reverse ordinal gematria of black man. It was no coincidence the killer was said to be black. It was more shaming. Manchester Arena bombing, May 22nd, 2017. This attack came 62 days after the March 22nd false flag in London, which had taken place on a date with numerology of 62 as well as 42, both important numbers to Masonry. The date of the more recent incident had the right numerology for reported killing. Recall, the word kill has ordinal gematria of 44 and reverse ordinal gematria of 64, where both numbers also correspond with Israel, the Zionist state. Keep in mind the date of this incident. Donald Trump was in Israel preparing to celebrate Jerusalem Day, as covered earlier. So, the date 5/22/2017, you would add 5 plus 22 plus 20 plus 17 equates to 64. 5/22/17, 5 plus 22 plus 17 equates to 44. Manchester Arena equates to 64 in reduction. Staying true to the numerology in this May 22nd bombing, coming after the March 22nd attack, it was reported that 22 people were killed by a 22-year-old Salman Ramadan. So that's spelled SALMANRAMADAN. He has another name, so here we go. Salman Ramadan Abdi. Abedi. Okay? As for his middle name, Ramadan. Ramadan. Okay, so he got the same name as Ramadan. Okay, got it now. Ramadan would begin 4 days later, May 26th. Also, his name yielded a familiar number, reminding this event was part of the New World Order's post 9/11 agenda focused on demonizing Islam. So, Salman Ramadan Abdi. That's how you would say that, I guess. And it equates to 119 reverse reduction. So, let's see here. Georgina Calendar. A tribute to the Manchester bombing. Her name is Calendar. All right, I'm going to show you that headline right next to the reading that I'm going to continue in a moment. Georgina Calendar. I do remember Zach covering that a long time ago. I remember that name, Georgina Calendar. A tribute to the Manchester bombing victim. Okay, May 22nd is also the 142nd day of the year, corresponding with the gematria of terrorists. Out of the 22 victims reported killed, the media would focus on one in particular, named Georgina Calendar, a name that sounds an awful lot like Georgina Calendar, like a calendar. Okay. Again, May 23rd, the day following, is the 143rd day of the year, and Scottish Rite of Freemasonry has ordinal gematria of 143. Further, the date written as 23.5 is much like the 23.5 degrees on the Freemason compasses in their logo. So, let me make sure I read that correctly. Further, the date written as 23/5 is much like the 23.5 degrees on the Freemason compasses in their logo, and a number of headlines emphasized Manchester explosion have ordinal gematria of 235. Man, on May 23rd, Theresa May spoke about the need for increased security and a greater police presence in the United Kingdom, as she did in the wake of the March 22nd attack. Again, reminding each of these events builds the police state. Also relevant, the attack came 132 days before May's 61st birthday. So, England equates to 132 reversed ordinal. Georgina Calendar, Callendar, her name, Georgina Calendar, equates to 142 in ordinal. Everyone thinks Ariana Grande's new single, Dangerous Woman, sounds like a perfect James Bond theme. So I'm going to just show you that too. That is a headline right next to the reading. I'm going to continue in, and there's one below there as well, as you can see that I'm going to be reading those. Okay. In the light of the incident coming 62 days after the March 22nd false flag, it should be noted that the concert was part of the Dangerous Woman tour. In reduction gematria, Dangerous Woman sums to 62. Same with Terrorized. The name Dangerous Woman also has gematria of 73, matching Manchester Arena and matching the name Bond. I bring up Bond because Roger Moore, who played James Bond beginning in 1973, 44 years earlier, would be announced dead the day after the attack, May 23rd, 144 days shy of his 90th birthday, and 221 days after his 89th birthday. In regards to him dying at age 89, Manchester Arena as well as chaos equates to 89 in gematria terms. Also interesting is that May 23rd is the day leaving 223 days left in the year, and James, as in James Bond, has satanic gematria of 223. Even more on the subject of 62 and Dangerous Woman, don't overlook the Instagram post from Georgina Calendar, where she wrote 62 weeks before her supposed death. Buy Dangerous Woman on iTunes. This song is killing me. The mockery couldn't have been any more thick. Wow, I never heard that song before. I may have to look it up and listen to it. Here we go. Ariana Grande turns to Kabbalah after Catholic Church rejects her brother Frankie for being gay. What? All these gay Catholic priests. That is amazing. And it is a lie. My God. They don't care. You can go to Christian church and be gay. They don't care. This is some bullshit headline. Ariana Grande turns to Kabbalah after Catholic Church rejects her brother Frankie for being gay. Yeah, right, Ariana Grande. For more reminders of what the agenda is and how it operates, take a look to the left. Yes, because they operate through paid sellouts like Ariana Grande as well. Ariana Grande turns to Kabbalah after Catholic Church rejects her brother Frankie for being gay. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. This headline from October 21st, 2014 was a reminder from the tyrants who control the mainstream what the code is, and same for their minions, including Ariana Grande. Of course, when you put out the truth, they mix it with lies, such as what is shown here, stating Ariana Grande joined Kabbalah as if it was an act of going away from the Catholic Church, when in fact it is the Catholic Church that has operated by Kabbalah, by the Kabbalah code since the Crusades. You bastards. For the record, that headline was put out on the day that leaves 71 days left in the year, and Catholic has ordinal gematria of 71, as well as reduction gematria of 35. I bring up the part about 35 because the false flag took place 35 days before Ariana Grande's 24th birthday, June 26, 2017, being born in 93. It should be noted, in May of 2016, a year before the event, a massive drill was performed at the Trafford Center, simulating a terrorist attack on a concert setting. The drill received criticism because tapes released showed the attacker in the simulation yelling Allah Akbar, much like what is commonly reported in these terror hoaxes that are said to be real. Notice how the gematria of the location equates to 225, similar to the day May 22nd or 22/5. Further, notice that concert has reduction gematria of 33, matching false flag. Of course, this wasn't coincidental. So, Trafford Center equates to 225 in reduction, in reverse ordinal cipher. Concert equates to 33 in reduction. If you take the time to look up the personal cell phone footage released from concert goers after May 22nd, 2017 incident, after the May 22nd, 2017 incident, an announcement is being played over the intercom, telling people to calmly exit the building and that everyone is safe. There is no need to panic. The message is repeated on loop, and it is definitive proof this entire event was a planned hoax by the numbers. So I urge you, please seek out those videos, watch them, and know for yourself that this is the truth. Then compare that with what the lying media stated: 22 killed and 59 injured. Then help wake up your fellow people so we can put an end to the New World Order and the lying media, who are targeting children and everyone else with needless fear, which must be put to bed forever. Alrighty, and that will conclude my reading on chapter 16 for the moment. But you know what, since I got 4 minutes left till 2 hours, I will read this last. It's not the last part of chapter 16, but I will read the London Bridge attack, June 3rd, 2017. So at least trying to make it a 2-hour reading. Okay. London Bridge attack, June 3rd, 2017. Okay. It was another date ripe for chaos, just like the last UK attack at the Grande concert. So the date 5/22/2017, you would add 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7, that equates to 19. Alright, 6/3/2017, you add 6 plus 3 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 17, that equates to 19 as well. Chaos equates to 19 in the reduction cipher. Let us not forget that the word terrorism has reverse reduction gematria of 63, similar to the date June 3rd or 6/3. And again, this incident came 74 days after the March 22nd, 2017 false flag in London. And just like the March 22nd attack, it involved a stabbing. In this incident, the primary targets were the London Bridge and the Borough Market. As we decode, keep in mind June 3rd is the 154th day of the year, the number special to the Scottish Rite of Freemason, and it leaves 211 days left in the year. So, Borough Market equates to 154 in ordinal. London Bridge equates to 119 in ordinal. London Bridge equates to 187 KFW Kabbalah. London Bridge equates to 147 ALK Kabbalah cipher. They said 11 total people were killed, including 3 of the attackers, and another 48 were injured. Of course, in truth, no one was hurt, and it was another hoax. A number of truth speakers online captured footage of the London police changing costumes who were playing the part of the terrorists. Google deleted every account on their YouTube platform that shared this footage of the London police changing costumes, including my own channel, which had nearly 3,000 videos and over 750 hours of video content, all exposing false flags, ritual murders, rigged elections, and rigged sports. Thus, it isn't hard to see what side Google is on. Certainly not the truth. And that is exactly right. And I will end the reading part 7 here, and hopefully in the next reading I will get to read up to at least 2 hours to try to get through this chapter, because this is the part 7 of chapter 6 so far, and I might have to do at least two more parts to finish this chapter. But I encourage each of you, if you come across this channel, to please get these books, read the information, learn the information. So the book I'm reading from is called Letters and Numbers, written by Zachary K. Hubbard. And of course you can get those by visiting his YouTube channel and looking in the description of each of the videos he creates, where he leaves the link for the $5 book that is a PDF file format that will come to you via email. His latest book is called Number Games. Number Games. And you can get Number Games by visiting his blog page, gematria-effect-news.blogspot.com. And the first thing you'll see is the advertising for the book. And as you scroll down, you will see the information on how to purchase the book within the United States and abroad. And with that said, you guys have a good evening, and I will hopefully be back soon with another reading. Thank you.